Hello, our loves. You've reached Joanne and Elizabeth with World's Cup of Joe, Awaken Your Soul. Welcome to our channel. If you are new here, this is a channel that talks about the energy of a twin flame connection. Not only the twin flame connection, but we talk about the energy that brings you to your alignment with soul. And why is that so important for those of you on this journey? Because soul energy is the exact energy that matches the vibration of your twin flame, which in turn draws or magnetizes your twin flame back to you. And how do we say this with such confidence, such knowing? Because we have done it all. We have been through it all in our own twin flame journeys. And not only that, we have learned how to balance and work with the energy so that we brought our twin flames back in, and we have maintained permanent relating experiences with them for years, watching the push and pull dynamic and using that as a way to help all of you beautiful souls. We share our own experiences so that we can fast track you all to your own permanent relating experience, the physical union that every divine feminine truly know is within them. So welcome to our channel. Today's topic is a really good one because there can be some confusion around what do I do when I'm supposed to block my person so that I close off the leaks? Do I always have to block? And what really are the rules for blocking? So we're going to dive deep on this. We are going to share the truths, the energetic truths. Let me repeat that. The energetic truths of this connection so that all of you guys listening can understand and truly feel into your own energy, your own resonance, so that you can keep ascending, keep aligning, and get into that energy that is so magnetic to your divine masculine. So welcome to our channel. Hit the subscribe button. If you have not subscribed yet, hit the bell so you're notified when we put out new videos. And we just really want to say we are all in this together. Joanne and I are no different than any of you. Yes, we live with our people. Yes, we're in permanent relating experiences, but every day we go through the grind alongside all of you because this journey is our spiritual journey. There just becomes more layers to shed, and we are working alongside all of you, sharing, guiding, supporting, and being one with all our soul family. So welcome, and let's get to this video. Here's the question. Hello, Joanne and Elizabeth. I'm wondering, do you have clients who keep their twins blocked for long extended periods of time, such as many months or years? Is that something you ever recommend in order to have a hardcore, long-term, leak-proof deep dive into soul? I currently have my person completely blocked on my phone and everywhere, so they cannot reach me through text, phone calls, email, or social media. Before I encountered your teachings, I was a major leaker in every way possible, including through text, phone calls, email, and social media for many years. And now on one hand, I personally feel more at peace when they're blocked on everything, and I feel at peace knowing that all the leaks are completely plugged, nice and tight, so the addictive energy is kept at bay for as long as possible. But on the other hand, I wonder if by keeping my person blocked for an extended period of time, if I'm just delaying the inevitable balancing that needs to be done, and if I'm just delaying sipping my person in again because I'm scared of the possibility of being out of soul and getting sucked into that horrible addictive energy again. Being in soul feels so peaceful and freeing that I am conscious that there is some fear in my mind about getting sucked back into that addictive leaky energy if and when I were to unblock them again. So I look forward to hearing what you think. Thank you so much. Joanne, let me, if you don't mind,
yes,
let me start again, my love. Okay, because there's a couple of things that I wanted to address on here. And first, I want to say, I really, really commend you. Oh my gosh, your intention of wanting to stay in peace. Holy smokes, it's beautiful. I really, really want you to feel your intention is spot on. And that's you working and doing the inner work, being able to even get to this level of feeling free, feeling peaceful. It's beautiful. So, but there's a couple of things. So let me sort of go through your list and your question. Do we ever recommend? Anything we recommend is individually based on a person's resonance. You have to be able to gauge your own energy. Everyone has to listen to their own guidance systems. The answer is always going to be gauge your energy. And what we mean by this is, how are you feeling? Where is your intention at? And what is best for you? Because remember, this journey is about going within and choosing you each and every time. So when you say, this is what brings me the most peace, then in that respect, I would say keep following that. If you're feeling at peace and you're already fearing, you have that fear energy by unblocking, then that's not the right time to unblock. You're unblocking when you are in a place of non-duality with unblocking, where you can unblock and you don't care if you ever look at the phone to check again. If you can be in that place, and by all means, unblock. You don't need to block. So, and for some people, the leaks are totally different. So where one person can have their phone completely unblocked and be totally fine and not leak off that, they could have social media, they could have their person's number, and they could have all of that. But what might be a leak for them is driving by the person's house. So it's all individual. It's what triggers and ignites the energy within. Or it could be listening to a song, or it could be looking at a sweatshirt, or it could be looking at a football team it doesn't matter. Everyone's stuff is individual. So if your leaks are based on the phone, the social media, and you are not at peace with unblocking, you're not in a place of neutrality with unblocking, then I would say keep going. But there was this line you said, and I wanted to sort of address it because I wanted to sort of clear it up a little bit. Feel at peace knowing that all the leaks are completely plugged nice and tight, so the addictive energy is kept at bay for as long as possible. I wanted to notate this. You are not stuffing the addictive energy down when you're learning and you're balancing. You're actually releasing. So you're not keeping this addictive energy at bay, like this question sort of sounds like. You're actually working on raising your levels of consciousness. So when the addictive energy spikes again, it's never going to spike quite as bad. And that's what balancing energy means. And you asked about, am I just sort of avoiding the inevitable of balancing them in? And right in that question, it actually has more like the intention. I felt like the intention sort of shifted with that question. I want you to bring it back to you and understand that this connection, your journey, is all about balancing your energy. And you don't necessarily need your person to do that. What you're learning to balance is your own energy being spiked, being triggered, being lowered to mind fear-based energies. And that can be done with anybody. It could be done with a friend. It could be done with a scenario. It could be done with being stuck in traffic. It could be done with work. It could be done with anything. And balancing your energy looks like pulling that energy in and learning how to release it to be back in a place of neutrality. So you don't need your person to necessarily balance. You're learning how to balance every single day. Now, when your person does come back in and you're ready for it and you're accepting of what is, and you're in this place of non-duality with the situation, then yes, you're going to have to sort of keep learning how to balance that energy that's ignited, but you will have been doing so already with all of these life's little situations and all of these other people in your life, that you are going to have an easier time balancing these new stuff that comes up when your person's introduced back. But I wanted to say you're not keeping the energy at bay. You're actually raising the levels of consciousness up so that you are releasing, and things that would have triggered you in the past no longer touch you. So for example, and all of you guys can feel this when you have started releasing those samskaras, those addictive energies. For example, we've talked about music. What used to ignite me, there was a song that I loved. It used to ignite the crap out of me in addictive energy. I listened to that song like 2 times today. There's not an iota of me that reacts that same way or that has that energy get ignited. Why? It's not because I stuffed it down or I held it at bay. It's because I released all of those fears that were associated with that song or with that music. And a lot of times it's not even done with the song being played. It's just done through the inner work, so that the next time you hear that song, or you see that social media, or you see that house that you just drove by, you're not triggered the same, because you've been doing the inner work that is the release of this journey, if that makes sense. Joanne, what are your thoughts, my love?
I want to share, just like you said, love, I absolutely saw that intent, like really beautiful intent of, I just want my peace. Like, let me just keep having my peace. This peace is beautiful and I'm going to stay in this. So that intent is beautiful. I would say, if you stayed in that, I choose my peace for the rest of my life, forever and ever and ever and ever, and I'm happy with however that outcome comes about, I'm at peace. And that's a very magnetic state because there's no one else you're choosing other than yourself. Now, there was an energy of, I'm choosing my peace, but I don't want to balance my person, right? I know obviously you're not saying that, but that's the fear that's coming up is, well, I'm really choosing my peace, but I know if I unblock, I might have to balance and I'm not ready for that. And that's okay. It's totally okay. So we've shared this before and I'm going to share it again because it's a really like huge shift for this beautiful soul. And a lot of people experience the same thing. So as soon as she finished her detox and she got triggered, she was like, I'm not ready to unblock. I'm not ready to do that because she kept checking her phone to see if her person would reach out, which is a leak, which is the opposite of balancing, right? And so she chose herself. She chose herself completely to where, you know what, girls, I don't care if he contacts. I just can't check my phone anymore because I keep checking if he's going to contact. And for that, I really need to just keep him blocked again for me. Like, I really don't want to keep checking my phone and not be at peace. Do you see the difference? The difference with the two is, one is I just choose me and I don't want to keep checking my phone versus I like my peace, but I don't want to balance him. And so with this connection, there's this place of non-duality, right? You cannot be in a place of I want him, I don't want him. You need to be in a place of neutrality where it just is. And so what we're saying is, yes, you can keep them blocked for the rest of your life, forever and ever and ever, and still be in this magnetic state where technically you can run into them the next day at a park, right? It's your energy. Gauge your energy. And that's what Elizabeth means. Really gauge your energy. What does your intent look like? And it's a beautiful intent if your intent truly is for your peace. What I would say is if it's for your peace, then why are you thinking of unblocking for the sake of balancing? Because it's your peace, right? And so your soul's not going to mess up. If you're balancing your peace, your soul's going to bring you everything you need to balance, love. Seriously. You don't ever have to do anything with the 3D aspect of your soul. Everything is 5D level. So you're going to work on your ascension. You're going to work on your alignment. But what you're not going to do is where you're not going to avoid what your soul brings you to balance. And so at this moment now, just really focus on yourself and continue to balance. And if you decide that you don't want to keep your person unblocked and not have to look at your phone, kind of similar to what that other beautiful soul shared, I would say that's intent. I don't want to keep checking my phone right now. I really choose my peace. I don't care. And I think the way she said it was she doesn't know when she'll ever unblock, right? Because you don't want to have to unblock for the sake of balancing. Like, everything is based on your energy. It's going to be based on your energy. And so you're going to follow your intuition. If it doesn't feel right to do that, then don't do it. But what I would say is you're ready. You're absolutely ready because me and Elizabeth encourage you to do what is best for you. And so listen to your intuition. Maybe one day, some days you are okay to, just like music, right? Listen to the music just like Elizabeth. And the next day, maybe I'm not ready yet. Maybe I can only listen to 10 minutes of the music. Same goes with your person. Maybe I can check my social media and have it unblocked and then maybe block, or just keep it blocked. If you're doing back and forth, I would say just keep it where it's at, where you're at peace. And that's choosing you. And that beautiful soul I shared, their person found them somewhere else, like not on their phone, somewhere else, completely different. So just trust that the energy will do what it needs to have you keep balancing. And I think that is a beautiful leak closed. If you completely close social media, close your phone out for you, so beautiful. Because Elizabeth's right. A person can have their person unblocked on their phone and they're worried about running into them in the freeway. And so now the leak is driving, right? How hard is it to now drive? Just like somebody who is using their phone as a leak, that same person who has issues driving does not have any problems having their phone unblocked with their person. Everybody has their each individual leaks that they're going to have to balance. So when you ask the question, are there clients that are unblocked and blocked. Yes, for both. And they are all specific and individual to each of those individuals. And that's what you're going to gauge. For example, Elizabeth, I'm pretty sure she's still not using Twitter the same way that she used before. So you're going to have to gauge yourself. Maybe I leave this one open and this one not. Yeah.
Not only am I not using Twitter the way, I still do not have, so I had a Facebook account. It had all of my friends that I knew from childhood, high school, everything. And it had my person and all his family. I do not go on that Facebook account. I created another one 3 years ago when I started balancing. And it's just for work. I have, I think, 7 people that I have friended on that Facebook account, whereas the other one had about 400, right? I still do not go on that other one. And I still do not have my person as a friend on my new one. Even when he asked, why don't you have me as a friend? And just recently I was on Instagram and I saw my person's profile pop up as like people you might know. And the first thing I did, I saw it and I felt the little tingles of it energy. And I pressed, do not show any recommendations or whatever. And like, I got rid of it. That's how much, not that I would leak and not that I would go into that addictive energy if I did add him back, because I wouldn't like go and start stalking, do the stuff that I used to. But why even put it out there when it makes me uncomfortable? And I've been at so much peace for the last 3, and our relationship's amazing. If I were to add it back, the mind would be looking for something, not me, because I'm at peace with us. So therefore, I just don't even go that. I don't go that route. There are going to be things that you're going to modify. It's like someone who, and I always bring it back to like weight, because it's the only other addiction that is really easy for me to compare to. There are going to be some foods for people who are trying to watch their weight that they may never be able to reintroduce into their diet because it causes them to binge. The Twitter, the Facebook, the social media, for me, I don't want to even take a little bite of it, right? Because I don't want to end up binging. So instead, I just avoid it. I feel like it's safer that way for my energy and it keeps me in peace. So that's how you sort of have to gauge it. Like, how am I going to feel doing this? And you're following your resonance, you're following your inner guidance system. You're not following the mind anymore.
You're following your own energy. How does it feel? And Elizabeth is a perfect example because she's literally like sees him every day, right? He lives with her. They are balancing every day. And yet there was an alert on her phone for Instagram of all places. And she still has to gauge her energy. So that's what we're sharing with you guys. You could be the most balanced person, but there's still going to be some specific individual leaks that you're still going to have to watch for your peace. And that's what the blocking is for, love. I want to remind you, the blocking is for your peace. It isn't, none of this is for your person. Everything is for your peace. It's for the calmness. It's for choosing you. It's for allowing you to choose you and listen to you when your energy spikes, when your energy wants to leak, when your energy wants to do whatever it does to go outside of yourself and forgetting that you are the conscious one, forgetting to balance your own energy so you can stay conscious. And the cool part, this is the cool part, her person doesn't care. He's not sitting around saying like, I need you on my Instagram, Elizabeth. He's perfectly fine. They are fine in however way you need to balance. So that's the beautiful part, is you're not missing out on balancing experiences that the mind thinks it has to have.
Joanne, I want everyone to feel this. I want them to feel this. When my person asked me, why are you not following me on Facebook? And I was like, I told him the truth from a place of choosing me. This is what I told him. It was a while ago, so I don't remember verbatim, but I basically said Facebook would put me into mind, and I don't want to do that. And his response was, okay. And he never brought it up again. That's what we want to say. When you choose you, they don't care at all.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So that's where we're going to go back to you. What is the choosing you? And if it's choosing you for your peace, there is nothing that you are trying to get to, right? So the inevitable means there's like a preference or some type of circumstance the mind has already bundled up for itself, because our journey is to align with soul and find peace, right? And then the things that come finds us. So the balancing, it's not like you're looking for things to balance. You have them every day. It's in front of you. It's this. It's the mind giving you a hard time to block and unblock. Every experience you're all having is the balancing. Like I just gave you guys, she unblocked her person. She got really, really like annoyed that she kept checking her phone and said, screw it. I'm going to just put it back to where it was because I have so much peace right now. And in that state, that's the whole purpose of the detox. It's that surrender. In that state, she was so surrendered. Like I trust and I surrender because I trust my soul. And her soul came in another way without having to leak on her phone. So that's the beautiful part. If you close this leak wholly and fully, you're going to find another way to balance. Just like example of third parties, right? You have to be able to be in a place where you can say no to this leak and allow yourself to balance your soul in another form, in another way. And even if your person ever comes through another way, you would be at peace. And that very state I just said, if you can like swallow that, that's balancing. That's magnetic. And that's most likely when your person would be there. It's because you completely release the outcome. That's what it is. There's a part of mind waiting, seeking, sitting around, figuring out if there is a puzzle that I need to solve, when this is a journey with self, when this is a journey with your peace within yourself, and trusting that place of, I just want to feel better. I'm done with all this cray stuff. I feel so much better in that peace. So go back to that love. Don't worry about how to balance and where to balance and if I'm missing something, because you're not balancing for them either. I want you to really hear that. You're gauging your energy to balance you. You're aligning with soul to balance you. If you're continuing to align with soul and balance you, you're being it right, love. And this isn't forever. Soul is always going to bring you more ways to balance because your soul wants you to get deep within itself. And your soul is you. So there's no amount of blocking that will ever block this connection, which is amazing, right? This is the beauty of this connection. Me and Elizabeth were just talking about, other people that have issues with other souls. And it's like, those are harder because now you're working with mind to balance. This is all you. This is internal work. This is balancing you. And you never have to worry about how to keep staying in the mind and trying to figure out what to say or do. It's all about you and just feeling really at peace. So you're gauging you, being in that place of calmness, right? And peace. And if it puts you in that place where you're not calm, then yes, you made the right decision, and stay in that. Know and trust that your soul will bring you all of the balancing experiences you need when you're ready. And it's not going to be through your phone. It's not going to be through the freeway. It's going to be whatever it is, right? So why worry? I think that's a leak alone, is when the mind is looking in another form, in another way, when you've closed all the leaks. That's what other people do, is like, okay, I'm released the leaks now, and now what can I do? And now I'm worried that I'm not ready, or I don't want to see. And that's where stuff comes up, right? So what fears are coming up? What triggers are coming up? What things are coming up for you? Is there a part that is not ready to balance? Is there a part that gets angry or is jealous or whatever it is? Feel into that and work through that and keep the intent back on you. You're doing beautifully, love. I think this question alone just shows how balanced you are and how much you're choosing you, which is a very, very beautiful question. Just remind the mind that you're balancing for you. So whatever you decide to do is for you. Engage that. There is no limit in how long you can detox, loves. Like, seriously, there's multiple moments where we will tell clients, go back to day 2, go back to surrender. Like, this is a journey that's ultimately an ongoing journey. There's no end in this journey, right? It's always an expression of how to get deeper in self, get deeper in soul, and get deeper into your alignment with soul for you. And however way it releases more mind is the purpose of the journey. And so the more and more you can release mind, the more and more you can trust and surrender, and the more you can balance all those things that you're just closing for a little bit based on you. That's what I was saying. It's based on you. There's no time frame. This is not a time frame journey that's completely man-made. This is based on you, your energy, and you gauge your energy and you follow that intuition, my love. You follow it. And when you can say, yes, I did that, you're being it right. That's the perfect recipe. We love you guys so much. We hope you have an amazing day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.